Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I recall I was seated where the Joy FM microphone was. And I came in before Honorable Akando took his seat because he was informed that right after Honorable nominee designate for transport, he would take his seat. So I took my seat. Next to me was Dr. Sandari, and we were comparing notes, what we were going to be asking the nominee. So when Honorable Akando was called to take his seat, immediately he sat down, the minority started agitating that we won't agree. We won't agree. Then the chairman requested that the clerk administer the oath. Immediately, he asked the clerk to administer the oath. The minority leader started yelling harsh words at the clerk. That you, the clerk again, you partisan clerk. In fact, it was quite unpalatable. All this while I was seated watching. Then arise that they all got up and had 3 of their microphones on. Now, when you have more than 2 microphones on, no other microphone can be switched on. So it was difficult for Honorable Akando and the clerk to administer the oath. So that was the first strategy they used to actually block the administering of the oath. You said that was a strategy they used to block. Yes, because who used that strategy to block? Honorable, the minority chief whip. He quickly pressed on the consoles, and once you press 1 or 2 or 3 consoles, you cannot get a 3rd or 4th console working. And that was how come whatever he said was heard loud, because he had his microphone on, he had the 2nd one next to him on, he had the 3rd one far away from him on. And because of that, the oath could not be administered. So anything he said was now loud, and all of us were hearing it. Then the pulling of the table started. In fact, the first thing that happened was the pulling of the table. When the table was pulled, the chairman was still seated. The console right in front of him is where you are, where your console is. It's exactly where his console was. When it was pulled, because it was sitting on both tables, it fell. And once it fell, we saw the damage. Then I saw my chief whip here. And I saw my chief whip. In fact, before then, Honorable Jerry had come here to try and stop the oath being administered. But I saw 2 colleague MPs, in fact, first timers, push him off, so I couldn't go there. But when I saw my chief whip being attacked by Honorable Tampuli, I could no longer sit on my chair. So I moved to go and separate them because I thought it was getting out of hand. When I got there, I seen majority leader already there separating them. So now, I decided to take advantage to switch off their consoles so that the oath can be administered. It was there I realized that, oh, the thing has gone beyond just switching on the consoles. The plugs have all been pulled out. So I tried fixing them. In fact, at a point in time, if you watch me, I was asking Honorable Akando and the clerk to try switching their own on because I had fixed 2. But they could try it, it was not working. So I tried the 3rd one. That was when I saw the table coming towards me because I was in the middle there. My colleagues were pushing the table and it was coming. And I saw that there was danger. So I jumped and sat on the table because it was going to hit me actually. If you watch the video, I jumped and sat on the table and I helped the table to come and fix at its place. We were all doing this just to get the vetting done and also protecting state property. When I got onto the table, before I realized, oh, this time around, the table had moved and it was in the air. The police then came in and I told colleagues, like, let's move to our place. Let's move. Once the police have come in, I don't think we need to continue staying here. So we moved, and then I came back to my sitting position. And so that's what brought me into the center of the action. First, the attack on my chief whip, who I thought, was unfairly being attacked, and I needed to go separate and possibly rescue him, and then also try to fix the microphones that had been pulled out.